everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on the eye look that I posted on Instagram. It is an orange and blue eye look, two of my most favorite colors. Actually, they are my favorite colors, especially paired together. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I am trying a new foundation today. I'm trying the GRWM Luminous Silk Foundation. I bought it at the Sephora VIB sale and I'm super excited to try it. I haven't tried it yet because I've been waiting to try it on camera for you guys, so you will get to see it in action. So I'm going to start out using One Heck of a Blot by Soap and Glory as my primer. And I'm really liking this One Heck of a Blot. I think it's actually not bad. I really do like it. It does a very good job of keeping the oils at bay on my face. I really like the fact that I get tons of oil control with this. I don't put primer all over my face. I don't really need a whole lot of primer around my cheeks because they're dry and they tend to hold on to product really well. So what I do is I go ahead and I focus most of the primer in this area right here on my face, and then I kind of help it to migrate out to the rest of my skin. Oh, I forgot, I want to go ahead and get my lips going, and I'm going to be using the Too Faced Extreme Lip Plumper in clear. So with the Luminous Silk Foundation, I haven't done any foundation reviews on my channel. If you'd like to see more of those, let me know in the comments down below. I'm happy to go through and review foundations. I need to kind of get into practice in doing that anyway. So if you would like to see that, let me know. And now that I've got my primer on, I'm gonna go with the GRWM Luminous Silk Foundation. This foundation is in 6.25 is the shade that they picked for me at the Sephora when I bought it. I really like that it comes with a pump. I'm gonna take 2 pumps and I'm gonna dot it all over my face. And this foundation is really kind of runny. As you can see, it's very liquidy, and hopefully I didn't use too much. But anyway, I'm gonna do 2 different applications for you guys. I am going to do the Beauty Blender on one side and my Artise brush on the other, just because I wanted to see what the finish is with both of those. Sometimes I will use my Beauty Blender to put my foundation on, but more often than not, my preference is using my Artise brush just because it makes things so fast. But I will try both for you guys and see which one looks better. So I'm gonna start out with my Artise brush, and I'm gonna do this side on my with the brush. And I really like the way it's going on. It feels really nice. It looks really good too. Oh, it's a good match. All right, so there's that side with the Beauty Blend, with the Artise brush. All right, now going in with it's not the Beauty Blender, this is actually the Pure Makeup Sponge. I got these in my BoxyCharm. I wanted to use them for you guys on camera. And I will link my BoxyCharm unboxing up above. I really like it though. I think that this foundation, the finish is really nice. All right, so let me take a quick look. Wow, I really like this finish. It looks like skin. My skin looks like skin. It doesn't look like I am wearing anything on my skin, but I still look really, you can tell I'm looking a little bit luminescent. It's still a little bit tacky to the touch, and I would say that this gives you a medium coverage. And both of them are really nice. My preference is the finish with the Artise brush. It just looks more airbrushed to me than the Beauty Blender does, but either one will do. I mean, either one works. You don't have to have the Artise brush because, I mean, the finish on this side with the Beauty Blender is really, really pretty. So yeah, I think it's just a matter of preference at this point as to whether or not you want to use a brush or a sponge. I don't think that there's that much difference in the finish. And yeah, okay, awesome. Loving this foundation so far. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put on my concealer. Lately, I have been really into color correcting because I've got some very stubborn darkness down here that, you know, the concealers just weren't covering no matter what concealer it was that I was trying to use. And so I decided that I was going to go ahead and that I would start color correcting again. Today I'm going to use the Naked Skin color correcting fluid in Peach, because I will be using my Tarte Shape Tape concealer, and this is drying on my under eyes, but this has a lot of emollients to it, so it really actually balances out the Tarte Shape Tape really nicely and helps it to not be quite as drying. What I do when I color correct is I only apply a few dots along the area where I have shadow. So it's right here in this inner corner where I tend to get really, you know, a fair amount of darkness, and then, oops, I added an extra dot, but that's okay. Where I get a fair darkness, and then I just add dots down this way, and and then I start to work it out. So, and then I've got a little dark spot on the side of my nose right here that I like to try and cover up. And then what I do is I go in with my finger and I tap it all out. And that's all I do. I just blend it out. Next, I'm going in with my Tarte Shape Tape. And I don't use a lot of this because you really don't need to smear this all over your face. This has a ton of coverage, and it's really, really very thick in consistency, and I just, you know, I'm afraid that I would look way too cakey if I put more than this on my under eye. And I'm using my Eco Tool sponge that I received, or that I purchased actually, and I've been using this like crazy on my under eyes. It's small enough to get into the corners without spreading that concealer out too much. Then I am going to set my entire face with my Bye Bye Pores. I've been using my beauty blender to put my powder on these days, just because I really like the finish that I get. It's almost like I've baked without having to bake, and without all the dryness that comes with it. I'm gonna go back to my pure sponge just to see how it works with applying powder. And what I do is I take and I press the powder into my pores, because here is really where I tend to get the oiliest. So I just take it and I press it in. And I like this powder, it's okay. I don't like it as much as I like my Charlotte Tilbury powder. What is it? The Airbrush Flawless Face Powder. So the face is fully set, and now to move on to brows. I'm using an Anastasia Brow Wiz today in Ebony because I ran out of my L'Oreal brow stylist, and I was not going to be able to get to a drugstore anytime before I shot this video. So I happened to be at the mall that day, and I decided to pop into Sephora, and I got myself an Anastasia Brow Wiz. Okay, now that the brows are done, let's go ahead and I'm gonna bring you in closer because we're gonna start work on the eyes. I'm using the Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. This little guy. Got him in a box or something in some sort of subscription service, probably. I need to wear shadow primer because my lids are oily. And it's really weird because my under eyes are dry and my upper lids are oily. So it's an ongoing battle with me. To achieve today's look, I've decided that I wanted to use the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. And I'm also going to be incorporating, and I apologize. Let me start out by saying I apologize that I'm going to have to be moving from palette to palette. I use like 4 different palettes for this eye look. The reason being is because I'm using very similar colors as you see here on the Vizart palette, and I am going to be pulling the Vizart palette for this yellow color, but the Anastasia Modern Renaissance has got very similar colors in Red Ochre and Realgar right here, and the reason that I decided to go with the Anastasia palette over the Vizart palette is because the Anastasia shadows blend just a little bit better than the Vizart shadows, and I want a really blown out, diffused kind of look for this eye look today. So that is the biggest reason. Let me go ahead and let's get started with the eye look. And I'm gonna start out with just a tapered blending brush, and this is by Luxie. It's the 229, and I'm going in with Red Ochre. I'm going to put Red Ochre in the crease of my eye. And just going all the way in and into the crease is I want to lay down a fair amount of that Red Ochre down. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the Luxie 207. This is a medium angled blending brush, and I'm going to pick up Realgar from the Anastasia palette, and it is that color right there. It's just a brighter orange. You know, it's got a lot more of that orange tone, and I'm just going to put that down and use that and blend that up as part of my transition color and blend that into that Red Ochre. Just to bring a little bit of transition from that darker color to the lighter color, and I'm going in very softly. And again, like I said, this is why I selected the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette more so than the Vizart, because these colors, these shadows blend like no other. And then going in with an even smaller blending brush. This is a Luxie 237, and it's a really small blending brush. And I'm going into the Vizart palette and using this bright yellow shade right here, taking that and just very gently applying it to that upper, along the edge of that of Realgar, and just applying it right along that edge, because I just want that little bit of yellow to be showing up at the top. I'm continuing to layer this on until I get the desired intensity on that yellow. I'm going to come in and I'm just going to use circular motions and holding the brush kind of towards the end because I want very soft. I want it to be very soft. And then going in and just intensifying that little bit of yellow at the top. I'm gonna go ahead and use this color right here, this cream color off of the Vizart palette. You know, it's just to kind of help tie everything together. And then I'm going to use that very small blending brush and just make sure that these two, the transition and that yellow color, are nicely blended. I'm going in with Cypress Umber from the Modern Renaissance palette. I am going to place this on the outer corner, just right there. I don't like this brush. Hang on guys, I'm sorry. I've got to go get the right brush. So anyway, so now I'm coming in with this Morphe, it's a Morphe 520 brush. It's just a very small tapered crease brush. And what I'm doing is I'm taking Cypress Umber and I am placing it on my lower lid, and I'm going in at a little bit of an angle like this. I'm not going to pull it too much this way. I just want to make sure to cover up this part of my eye. You're really not going to be able to see this color a whole lot here in a little bit. I'm just putting it in to add a little bit of depth in the outer corner. And then I'm going to take this tapered blending brush and just kind of very softly blend that out and in. I'm not going in any crazy circles or anything. I want to pull that in and soften it as I do that. And there you go. And like I said, what I'm looking for here is I just want to have a shadow there, because I am going to put on my lid, I'm going to use my Naked Cosmetics palette that I received in my BoxyCharm, I think it was last month. And I'm going in with this really beautiful, beautiful copper color. And I'm going to apply that to my lid. Now with this color, you do have to be a little bit careful because there is fallout. So make sure that you tap your brush. And all I'm gonna do, oh, this mirror is kind of, oh, it makes me dizzy. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that shadow and I'm going to apply it to my lid. And I'm going to apply it to the entire lid, even over the Cypress Umber color. And that's why I said, you know, I just wanted to lay that dark brown to provide some shadow when I put this color on top of it. And it's pretty close match to red ochre. I mean, it's that deep, deep orangey red kind of color. And that's okay because I want to have orange gradiating up. I just like having a little bit of shimmer. You can do this as an all matte look and just use red ochre from the bottom and take it up to the crease. For me, I just like having a little bit of shimmer. I think it gives the eyes a little bit more dimension. And so that is why I am using this copper shade. If you have, Makeup Geek has a foil shadow. I can't remember what it's called right now, but they do have a foil shadow that is very, very similar to this color. You could very easily use that color as well in place. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just laying down this copper color all over my lid. And we've got the shadow already built in with the Cypress Umber. And then doing the same to my other eye, just do a quick blend. I'm gonna use my my Eco Tools sponge and just that edge and just do a little bit of cleanup. Nothing major, just something to clean this up, just a touch, because you've got a little bit of that concealer left behind, and it's going to go in and blot out and help sharpen up your eyeshadows. I'm going to apply some liquid eyeliner. I am using the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper. Okay, so eyeliner is on. Next comes the lower lids. So I had intended on buying the Marc Jacobs gel eyeliners, and I wanted to get out of the blue during the Sephora VIB sale, but they sold out. I was at Sephora, I was looking at all the Marc Jacobs eyeliners, and I came across this eyeliner here. This is the, oh, what are you called? I will have the product listed down below, but anyway, I couldn't get my hands on Out of the Blue, so I decided to get this one. And I forgot to include it as far as you know, part of my VIB rouge. It was hiding in the bag and didn't make itself visible until after I was done shooting, like a day or two afterward. I realized, oh shit, I didn't include this liner in my haul, but that is where I bought it from. And it was in because I wanted to do this specific eye look that I was so interested in getting this. During the summer is usually when I will do a lot of the pop of color on my lower lid, because it's just too damn hot to be doing full-on makeup. And if I want to look kind of like I'm having fun with my makeup, I'll throw on you know, some sort of a bright color on the lower lid, and people notice that all the time. When I put the pop of color on my lower lid, a lot of people comment, you know, I get a lot of, you know, compliments or questions about the eye. And I'm applying this to the waterline. And oh god, I hate applying liner to my waterline. It's always so uncomfortable. And if you smudge this a little on the lower lash line, don't worry about it, because we're gonna smudge it out anyway. Ugh. All right, I need to get in a little bit closer for this one. And I apologize, I'm not zoomed in very close, am I? And it's a really super, super intense blue. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and start bringing it down a little bit. Next, I'm going in with the KVD Metal Matte Palette, this massive thing. I am going to be using this color right here, which is called Velour. It's a beautiful, beautiful, intense blue. If you don't have the Kat Von D palette, don't fret. You know, any bright blue eyeshadow that you have will do the trick. And I also have a Morphe 35E palette that has got a lot of really beautiful vibrant blues. So if you happen to have that palette, then that's also a good one. If you don't have any of these, you can always use purple. But I'm taking, oh, by the way, I'm taking a flat brush. I'm taking a flat paddle brush type thing. And that's what I'm using to apply the liner. And what I do is I go and I apply a little bit along the wing. What I'm gonna do next though is I am gonna go back in with Real Gar and Red Ochre. I'm gonna mix the two of these colors together and then put that underneath the blue. I'm gonna use this Royal and Langnickel brush, and it's the detail brush. I'm going to mix Real Gar and Red Ochre and then take that and apply it underneath the blue liner. And this is just to help kind of, like I said, bring some continuity from what's going on upstairs, up on the upper lid, to what's happening down here. And then just give it a really quick blend. I'm not adding a lot. I just want to make sure that I have a little bit of what's happening up here, down here, underneath the blue. And this little detail brush is the perfect brush for this, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go back in with this small blending brush and just go in, and even if it has a little bit of that yellow on it, that's okay. I don't mind getting all of the colors down on the under eye as well, but really what I'm trying to do is soften up the orange a little bit. And I have lost some of the blue, so I'm gonna go back in and kind of touch the blue up. I'm going to put on some mascara and apply my false lashes off camera. I will be right back. So this is the Marc Jacobs Fine Liner Ultra Skinny Gel Eye Crayon Eyeliner, and it is exclusive to Sephora. And I purchased Code Blue, which is a cobalt blue. The gel eyeliner that I wanted, which comes in this packaging, was called Out of the Blue, but it is also described as a cobalt blue, so I figured they're essentially the same color. And they are the same formula. This one isn't frosty or anything like that. It is a matte formula, and so either one I think will work for this look, or any bright blue, cobalt blue eyeliner that you have. I just really, really like the Marc Jacobs formula because it is a very long stay formula. I think the only other formula that comes close to the Marc Jacobs is ColourPop. If you have one from ColourPop that's a bright blue, I don't know if they have one. They probably do because they've got all kinds of awesome colors. If you've got one from ColourPop, I mean, any kind of cobalt blue liner will do. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here. Let's go ahead and zoom out and finish the face. All right, so for bronzer, which is what's next, I'm going to be using my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow, and that's what it looks like. And I'm really digging this bronzer, and I am going to take a blast from the past. I'm gonna use my Ita brush. God, my nose is so runny. It's because my eyes water when I put my makeup on, and that causes my nose to run. And just applying a little bit of nose contour. Lately, I've been getting into contouring my nose, but not like crazy contouring, just like a little bit of shadow. And I've been loving using the Ita brush to do it. For blush, I'm going to use Milani's Luminoso, and I'm keeping the blush in the peach family tone, obviously. You know, just want to keep things kind of synchronous. Then for highlight, I'm gonna go in with my Makeup Forever Pro Light Fusion Highlight in gold. So going in with that highlighter, and here's what it looks like. It's absolute gloriousness. I really like to highlight along the edge because highlighting that makes it pop out a little bit, gives it a little bit more the appearance or the illusion of fullness. So I like having the control I can get with my finger and then blending it out with a brush. I am lining my lips today with ColourPop's Lippy Pencil in Bonus Points, which is this really pretty kind of like, I don't know, kind of like a brown color. Then going in with Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick in Stepping Out, which is this really nice nude color. And the final step is my MAC Fix Plus, just to settle all the powders. Okay, so that does it for the finished look. Yeah, I really like the way that this turned out. I really like that pop of blue that you get on the under eye. It's just a really nice surprise. I love how it works with the oranges because, I mean, you know, blue and orange on the color wheel, they're complementary anyway, and so they're always gonna look good together. And I really like the way that this turned out. I really like having that really nice intense pop of blue on the underside and having all that beautiful copper and orange happening on the upper lid. If you like this look, give it a thumbs up, please. It really helps me out. I really appreciate you guys hanging out, and I hope that you enjoy this eye look. If you do recreate it, tag me on Instagram, let me know, post a video. If you're, you know, if you've got a channel or whatever and you post the video, let me know. I would love to watch it. I think that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.